Welcome to day 4 of race week. We are still in Oklahoma. We were at Tulsa Raceway Park yesterday. We're going back there today, but first we have a 150 mile, I don't know, I guess you call it like a pleasure cruise today. So there's a couple of checkpoints that are still compulsory for the races, and then they'll head back out to Tulsa Raceway Park. So hopefully it's all plain sailing from here. So we're here at the second checkpoint of the day, a gas station with a giant rooster out the front. A couple of local police cruisers just showed up, so they kind of killed the party. But otherwise, we're on to Tulsa Raceway Park next for day 4 of race week.
We just lost a wheel bearing, so we ended up losing the left side a couple days ago, and then yeah, luckily we got the parts so we're just getting some help from everybody, and so hopefully we'll be back on the road here maybe an hour or so.
These are the people helping?
Yeah, all these guys stopped to help, so appreciate it.
Sort of helping. Moral support. Sort of helping. I wasn't watching now.
The wheel bearing ended up coming apart, and it started to weld the rotor to the spindle itself, so we got pretty lucky. We were able to catch it pretty quick. So
Hey guys, have you subscribed to Sick the Mag yet? Sick the Mag is the magazine for the drag and drive community. It's kind of more like a book. If you haven't subscribed, get over to sickthemag.com, subscribe.
Alright, we've made it here to Tulsa Raceway Park for day 4 of race week. Now, a really cool rumor we've just heard is that Tina Pierce is on her way in. They've rebuilt that motor this week. They're going to make some exhibition passes tonight, so we can't wait to see that.
Oh my gosh, it's been so exhausting, but we finally made it. We got it finished up this morning, putting everything together. Our engine guy is amazing because he got this thing done in a day. Luckily we had the crank and rods and all that stuff, so he balanced everything, got everything looked through, gone through, cleaned up, put together, and then we put it in last night, got it almost all the way done. Then got up this morning and finished, then drove here. My God, we made it.
What was the initial?
What happened was after I made my pass, my awesome wheelie pass. After we made that pass and the parachute deployed, I started hearing something and I felt something, and then it died on me and I coasted off the track at the end of the track. And I started it back up. You can instantly hear it, the noise rattling around in there, but I had to drive it back, so I drove it all the way back. We took the pan off and there was bearings inside my pan, so I was done. So we decided to shut it down that evening, and then
Sorry, just to backtrack a little bit.
Yes.
So when you pulled the chutes, what? There was oil starvation?
Yes. When we went back and looked at the data, I had no oil pressure for like 4 seconds, and so it's no bueno. So I'm still trying to shoot to go as fast as I can. You know, at first pass we're just going to go out there and just make sure everything looks good, and then the second pass when we go out there we'll see what it's going to do.
down the road, we lost a bolt out of the wishbone. So we figured when we got here, we better throw it on the hoist right away. And we noticed today that the steering center position, we lost it. It was off a little bit. So we got to looking around, and this steering rack, the nubs on it had rubbed into the clamp. So we're putting some nice little pop can shims in there to tighten it all back up and make it right again.
I'm Britney Friesen. I'm from Kansas, but I recently moved to Kentucky, and I drive a nitrous LT1 Camaro that, if you watch on YouTube, Britney Automotive, you can watch me build from the ground up. It's all built by me, and my dad helped me along the way, and it's my first build, and I started building about 9 months ago, so we're just kind of testing out my building abilities. It's basically a stock LT1, stock block, stock heads. The only thing that's really changed is the valve train and cam and nitrous. Well, it's definitely a street car. I tried not to gut it because I didn't want it to go full race car, and I definitely wanted to keep it in the street classes. So I planned on running 12 index, and the first day I ran an 11.8, and so I tried to slow the car down. I turned the nitrous down, and I ended up running 2/10 faster. So I had to throw myself in the 11 index and just see what was going to happen. I tried to go conservative, but obviously that didn't happen. And then we ended up running my fastest pass in Texas, which was an 11.5. That's the fastest this car has ever ran in its life, fastest I've ever drove the car. And then yesterday we slowed down a little bit to 11.6, and today we just ran a scratch pass. It was a 12.4, so we're gonna change the tune a little bit, change some plugs, get back out there and try again.
My name is Makenna Lepenske, and this is my dad's hot rod gasser. It's a 1954 Chevy, and it's got a twin turbo LX. So I'm doing Junior Street, and basically it's about like youngsters like me, like 13 to 16, to where you can get like an early chance to get into the game and get used to it, and you know, just get a little feel and see if it's something that you want to do in the future, and it's really fun. This week I've been doing pretty good. My dial-in was a 9:49.1, and I've gotten pretty close to that. I had to take like a mulligan because I ran too fast, so I had to take like, what is it, add a tenth to my dial-in. So that's the closest I've got, but I've been just playing it pretty safe, basically.
Felicia Smith, and I drive a 2009 Cadillac CTSV known as the four-door Rocket. It is orange, and so far it's been $894 on this 2650 blower. It has a 427 Thompson Dart Iron SHP block in it, Frankenstein heads, and it's a fun car. It still has AC heated seats, and we're at race week. We're running in the 9.0 class this year for race week. So far we have ran 905, 908, and 910, so we're currently in 3rd place. I just ran a 933. 100% was my fault, not the car's fault. My trans is tuned different between drive and sport, and I definitely left in drive, so she was very unhappy with me. So we're gonna turn around and go back up there and do it again. So we just went up, ran a 905 at 152. We are done. We can't move up. 1st and 2nd are locked in, and 4th cannot come around me. So we're done for the night, and we just won 3rd place.
Goes 896, 146.
That's the only ones on the rack. I don't know where y'all.
Yeah, I don't know where the other.
Yeah, I mean, it just knocked the tires off of something fierce right out of the hole, but I just kept my foot stuffed in it and it gathered up. Went down, made all the shifts, everything was happy, so that's enough. That's all we needed. We'll take it. Gosh dang. We still gotta make it to Noble. And there's still a shootout. That's really our thing, you know, heads up racing. So looking forward to that. Always looking forward to that. So.
189?
We didn't go as fast as we wanted to, but we turned it down just a little bit just to be sure. It ran great. I could tell it was a little slower. This car, I'm telling you, is like a Cadillac, I swear. It is so nice and so smooth. It's really hard to tell how fast you're going. So really, I mean, 17 passes on the car, it's not so bad.
Why 10 p.m. at this track, 11 everywhere else? We'd be fine. Dude, my left's soft. But it fucking straight. Fucking hook. Get up there, just go. You can do that in the lane. You can do that up there. Holy cow, dude. Good job, buddy. Good job. Oh, fuck me. That was crazy. That was crazy.
We're done. That's it again. On behalf of Rocky Mountain Race Week.
All right, that's a wrap on day 4 of Race Week 2.0 here at Tulsa Raceway Park. Now, tomorrow is a pure drive day. We're going down Route 66, so it's going to be a pretty relaxed day for most racers. But for some, like Rich Guido, he's just burned up a head gasket, so it's going to be a lot of work for them to do, but at least they've got about 48 hours or a little bit less until we return to racing. So we'll catch you in a couple of days back at Noble, Thunder Valley. See you then.